What's going on there, buddy? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, my goodness, I swear, I try my hardest to pull myself away from discussing, anything Call of Duty related, but I swear, every single time I go on my feed over on Twitter, there is just another wild, mind-boggling take that just seriously, guys, it's no point in talking. The only thing I could really do is showcase it to you all and just leave it at that, and we'll have to discuss afterwards. But ladies and gentlemen, before we go and dive on deep, if you guys are interested in more content like this, don't forget subscribing, hit that bell. I post twice here, once at 8 a.m. Eastern Time and the second time at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. I go ahead and discuss all different types of games on here, Call of Duty, Battlefield, Ark Raiders, Gears of War, GTA, Splitgate, I mean, gosh, the list goes on. So subscribe and hit that bell if you want to stay notified. And also, if you guys want to catch any of my live streams, I stream Monday through Saturday over on Twitch starting at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. You guys find a link to that channel down in the description of this video. All right, so like I said, no more yapping. I'm just going to showcase, this clip to you all, and we'll go ahead and discuss right afterwards.
I'm gonna just look at it like this. You just gotta respawn, bro. Cause people on TikTok, it's like they be telling me like, yo, you're not resing anybody, bro. They're down across the map. I can't get to bro. You want me to sacrifice everything that I've done this match to go res these goofballs all the way over? Hell no. They're on the other side of the map. There's a tank between us. There's a tank between us and 6 guys down. And they want me to burst through the tank like I'm fucking Superman and res everybody. That ain't me. I'm not doing that. That ain't me.
Now, don't get me wrong. Rezzing people is definitely a situational type of thing. You can't just run into the middle of the battleground and, get whoever needs to get up all the time. But I will say, being a medic, that's the whole purpose. That's your job. And you are equipped with everything to do basically everything in your power to get everybody up on the front line to continuously fight. If that engineer is across the street and has a rocket to take out the tank that is, between you and him, pop some smokes. I do it all the time. My teammates do it all the time. And they find ways to get out of their way, to cross, and yeah, risk their life. It's not always guaranteed that you can make the run. Smokes aren't going to make you invincible. But you should 110% be trying to pick up as many people as possible. It's your job, literally your job as a support player, to keep as many people on the front line as possible, because the more people that die, not only does it take away from your tickets, but it also means less people on the current objective to keep, the balance for your team in your favor. Medics are one of the most important roles in the whole game. And it's sad because since the beginning of time, you have people with this mentality. Just think back to Battlefield 4. What's the most iconic thing in the world? I mean, some people didn't even worry about rocking any of the main equipment for the medic class, and they just made sure that their class was specifically all for them. Basically make it an assault class. The amount of times medics just completely run past you and do absolutely nothing because their mindset, their mentality isn't on getting people up. It's there to give themselves an advantage, right? It's that toxic solo mentality when it comes to Battlefield. They're not picking a med class to benefit the rest of their team. They're picking it to benefit themselves, give themselves constant meds, res a little bit faster, go ahead and give yourself ammunition all the time. That's it. That's all they pick them for. And it's hilarious too because, look at this clip right afterwards, when he goes ahead and makes this take. This is what he has to say about the medics not coming to him and picking him back up.
Oh shit, come on, get me, please. Please, teammate.
I got shotgun.
Medic! He went downstairs, Pops!
Oh, they're taking A.
Pops! Oh my god!
I'm dead.
I have a medic in the room with me. I don't know what he's doing. Pops!
They don't be resing you.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Dude, these motherfuckers, bruh.
I'm sorry, man. I'm trying to say this in the nicest way possible. I don't even want to try to be mean. But truthfully, it's so hypocritical to rock the support class so you can dominate and get a lot of kills while having permanent heal-ups and a plenty amount of ammo and not even bothering looking around you while you hold down your location. You don't, check around you to see who's down, what's, going on in your surroundings. It's just, your lane, your kills. That's all support means to you. And then when that streak ends for you, when your streak is coming to an end and you see that medic, the true medic that should be there, and they completely ig you, that's when the emotions arise. And that's when you want to go and say, these people should be playing a correct support role. You want him to look around the room, but you're not going to look around the room yourself. You're not leaving that window. We can try to talk the talk, but we all know he is going to keep that position for as long as possible. The only people who will probably catch a res by him is his squad mates who are also in the same room, and they'll probably be calling out to him. But a good medic doesn't just help the squad mates. Your squad mates can help your squad mates. A medic is for everybody on the team. I'll tell you what, in Breakthrough, if I'm playing support, 9 times out of 10, I'm not even looking for enemies. I don't have time to look for enemies. And Conquest, yeah, there's, times in between where I can pick up some teammates, get into combat, pick up some more teammates, get into combat. But in Breakthrough, it's literally just never-ending people on the front line dropping like flies in front of you. And again, your job as support is to keep those people up to hold the line, or if you're on offense, keep those people up so you can continuously keep pushing the line. And if your supports don't play good support, you guys aren't smoking up, allowing your team to progress, you're not making it anywhere. It's just as simple as that. So if you're on defense and your main goal right now is to get kills instead of watching the line, keeping people up and active, you're playing it wrong. I'm sorry to say, you're playing it wrong, and you're playing it in a greedy fashion. I mean, just look at my gameplay right here. Seriously, play Assault, swag. It's as simple as that. If you want to frag out and do exactly what you're doing, holding down that window and, making sure that lane is held, pick Assault. Assault has been shifted so nicely that, for players who want to frag out, it's great. You get a spawn beacon, you get a ladder. Like, there's so many ways for you to finesse awesome locations, great height advantages. And again, where you're sitting at in that window, it would be phenomenal if you could have a spawn beacon down so your team can keep coming on through if that's the role, again, you want to play. And then your team can keep getting on the rooftop and, giving support, doing their thing, so on and so forth. Assault is the perfect role for this individual right now. But they don't want it because it doesn't come with the perks of the support class being able to, again, heal yourself quickly, never-ending ammunition. There's too many goodies within support that can keep you going as an aggressive player. And that has always been the hardest balancing point. It's basically one of the main reasons why DICE went ahead and put together an assault class that you see right here, where it doesn't really have much of a role besides fragging out, but they shifted it, like I said, nicely. And I really do appreciate the spawn beacon because it encourages that team play still. Get on the front line, get a cheeky spot where your team can get up in there, get nice and close, and constantly be a pest to the opponents on a flag or, a breakthrough objective point, so on and so forth. I like that. I like the shakeup. And as I stated, it allows those players who are playing support for those main roles to find another class that might suit them better, and then allow support players, true support players, to have their own class. Right? It was one of the main reasons, but even then, you still see players who will greedily still pick support just for their own gain. I don't know what else could be done, truthfully. I don't, but at the end of the day, Battlefield is about playing these roles. When I go to COD, I go to COD to play my own role, whatever I want to play, whether it's, fast-paced class, long-range class, whatever it is, you can customize whatever you want. You don't have to play a specific role unless you're playing comp, but even in comp, you're either a Slayer or you're an AR player. It's just a couple of roles, right? It's nothing really too crazy, and at the end of the day, the whole goal is to still slay out. In Battlefield, there's more to that. Yes, you always want to be able to slay out, because if you're not slaying out, you're not benefiting. But I'd much rather have a medic who has 200 revives. I know I'm over-exaggerating, but, I'm trying to make a point. Who has 200 revives with 5 kills, and we win that game. And you want to know how we won that game? Because that medic in Breakthrough kept everybody up. There was never a point where the opponents can get a good push because that person did not kill. He didn't waste his time trying to jiggle peek an angle. He made sure, of course, he was safe. He popped smokes. He dragged people out. It wasn't stupid reses, but they still made sure that almost everybody could stay alive on the front line to hold it. So yeah, kills are important, but playing your role is so freaking crucial. And I just wish that mentality can get jammed into more players' heads who actually want to dabble in Battlefield. There's nothing wrong with coming to this franchise from other games. Nothing at all. But I wish people could actually respect it for what it is and play it for what it is. You know what I'm saying? Have that mentality. I use this example all the time, but for me personally, I'd never go to different games and expect, what I came from the previous game for. Like Arc Raiders, for example. I'm playing Arc Raiders right now. I'm literally obsessed. I'm not going to lie. I'm having tons of fun. And there's going to be a lot of content about that game on this channel moving forward. Obviously, I've already been discussing it in the past. But, I'm going into that game. It's a completely different shift. It's not PvP focused, even though there is PvP. A lot more slow paced, a lot more thoughtful. So many different, mental changes you must make. But I still enjoy it because I go in and I expect a different experience. And I don't try to bring other experiences into that game. I don't hop in saying, you know what, I'm going to play this like COD and I'm going to charge around and I'm going to go for everybody and I'm going to, get pissed off and complain if I can't get every single body and I can't charge at people and they're holding weird angles and camping and doing this stuff. I'm going to complain about it because that's not how my other game is. I never do that. I never, ever, ever, ever do that. And I really wish more people would pick up that mentality because I think a lot more games would get some genuine enjoyment and people would be truly able to branch out and try different titles if they could really pull themselves away from their, their hardcore mindsets of certain games and just be open to different ideas, different concepts, and different gameplay styles. But ladies and gentlemen, as always, if you enjoyed today's video, leave a like. If you hate it, leave a dislike. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. I post twice here, once at 8 a.m. and a second time at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And also, if you guys are interested in any of my live streams, I do stream Monday through Saturday over on Twitch, starting at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. We've been playing a ton of variety recently. Obviously, we're probably going to be playing a lot of Battlefield 6 moving through this upcoming week here. But Arc Raiders is coming out in, another week, so we're going to be grinding that like crazy. And then Black Ops 7, we might dabble in that. Depends on how the matchmaking thing really pans out. Oh, man, I'm telling you, it's a lot of games coming on through. So if you want to, stay up to date with everything, subscribe and also check out my streams. Find a link to my Twitch channel down in the description of this video. But as always, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you all next one. Peace out.